you're watching this, you decided that you are wanting to have the best year of your life in 2025. Today, I'm gonna give you all of my best tips on how to do that. So before you watch this video, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss any weekly videos from me and the whole Arrae team here in LA. You guys already know this, but I love to implement really healthy routines in my life because sustainable habits and consistency are really the key to success. Right now is when everyone is feeling maybe a little bit burnt out, maybe a little bit lazy, but I actually think that now is the best time to kind of get ahead of your goals and really have your winter arc moment. So today I have 10 game-changing tips and tricks for you to get started on your glow up journey. So let's get into it. So tip number one is to really set a theme for your winter arc. So what I really like to do is use a combination of things like Pinterest and journal and really visualize on what you want this glowed up version of yourself to really look like. And what that'll do is really help you create the roadmap on how to get there. So when you sit down and journal, when you look at these images on Pinterest, essentially it should give you like a framework of what you want your life to look like. And then from there, you can really pick what your intention is. Like what area of your life are you really wanting to narrow in on? And so using those different tools is just so helpful for getting clear of what your vision really even is. So tip number two is upgrading your gut health. Now, what kind of wellness founder would I be without really focusing in on this area? So our gut is really called our second brain, and it's for a reason. It really is the epicenter of so much. And you guys know that we are all about gut health at Arrae. And I personally am the user, like the #1 user of our product. So what I really love to do, especially at this time of year when your digestive system might be a little bit sluggish because maybe you're going out to like dinners and social gatherings. So for that, bloat is always in my bag. I usually have it right before I go out for a meal, especially if I know it's gonna be heavy. And sometimes, of course, like if something out of the ordinary bloats me, like I'd just gone out for sushi over the weekend and Nish and I went for omakase, and for some reason, something bloated me and I didn't realize it would, but of course I came back home and I took 3 bloats and I went to bed and my stomach just felt so settled and so good. Bloat has a digestive enzyme and 5 herbs, so it'll just really supercharge your digestive system and make sure that you're really breaking down food properly and that you have no digestive discomfort after eating. And then the other product, which I really love, is Tribiotic. So this is a pre, pro, and postbiotic all in one. It's really good for gut, vaginal, and immune health. So it's like very far ranging essentially in terms of its benefits. But I really love to use it because it's really just good for keeping overall maintenance of your gut health. And then outside of that, even just introducing great prebiotic fiber heavy foods, whether that's things like kimchi or kefir, things like that will just help keep your gut in check. So tip number 3 is to really master your sleep routine. Now, beauty sleep is a phenomena for a reason. Sleep is really so important for everything from, of course, our skin and just like how we look, but also it goes so much beyond that. It's how our brain functions, how we're processing information, our energy levels. It's just so important. And I feel like people don't put enough emphasis on the importance of good sleep, okay? So in terms of like really tangible tips, number 1 is really being particular about your sleep and wake up times. So what I like to do is I have a bedtime every night that I really adhere to. And so you should be identifying what that bedtime is for you. And then the same way, you should be also identifying your wake up time in the morning so that you're giving yourself enough time to actually get that 8 hours or like 7.5, 8.5, depending on what works for you. But giving yourself that time to get the restorative sleep and making sure that you have the same set bedtime and wake up time every day just helps align your circadian rhythm because our body is very rhythmic in general. And so the more particular you are about a specific bedtime, the easier it is for you to wake up. And that way you'll start to notice when you do this for like even 10 days that it'll be so much easier for you to wake up in the morning. You'll start to wake up naturally. You won't need to snooze your alarm. You won't even need an alarm. Like right now, because I've been so particular about my bedtime for like the period of time which I have, which is years, it's become so easy. Like my body just naturally wakes up when I'm meant to wake up. And in terms of supplements, you guys, my go-to sleep cocktail, I am telling you, this combination is such a level up for your sleep that I honestly cannot say enough good things. So I take 3 magnesiums, okay? This is incredible because the blend that we have crosses the blood-brain barrier. It's really bioavailable, and it's excellent for helping you get like good restorative help, like deep sleep basically. So that's magnesium. I take 3 of these. Then I take 2 sleeps. This blend is melatonin free and it helps you stay asleep, and your quality of REM and deep sleep is incredible. So I wear an Oura ring. I track everything on here. And the days that I don't take these 2, my sleep definitely takes a hit. And like the data is there, and the data is also there when we've seen from customers as well. So it's really interesting to see. Now, my other 3rd secret ingredient, and this isn't necessarily for sleep at night, but it really does help you in the morning to just keep your gut health on track, is constipation. So I take 3 of these every night before going to bed, and I promise you, you're gonna wake up, your digestive system is gonna be so on lock, I cannot even tell you, okay? So this combination is it. Tip number 4 is to focus on building strength. So during the winter, I feel like it's the perfect time to really focus in on building muscle, lean muscle, toning your body. Honestly, building muscle and having strength is one of the most empowering feelings that you will have, okay? You'll notice that you can easily pick up your carry-on, you can pick up heavy things, and it really is the best feeling to be able to do that for yourself. Not to mention there's benefits when it comes to longevity. It kind of protects against breaks when you're older. And I don't know about you guys, but I am doing everything that I can at this age so that I stay healthy for a lot longer. So in terms of things that you can do to build muscle, so I really love a combination of strength training and Pilates. I do both, and both are absolutely incredible. I lift really heavy weights at the gym, and it's transformed my body beyond belief. Like, I honestly cannot say enough good things. So if you are a beginner and are wanting to kind of try strength training and you've just not gone to the gym or have ever worked with a trainer, 2 really good resources are Form. It's incredible. They have really good like breakdowns for different programs with either weightlifting at home or even at the gym. So it's super user friendly. And then the other one is Booty by Brett. It's a program by Brett Contreras, who is an expert in all things weight training. And again, that was really my foray into strength training. And it was so helpful for me to have that kind of guide when I went to the gym, because I was going in knowing exactly what to do. And there's like really good breakdowns of each different movement as well. So that's a really good resource. And then from the Pilates front, I love Pilates by Bryony. It is incredible. Bryony is an incredible instructor. Her programs are all amazing. The videos are so in-depth. She has like the best voice, honestly, could not say enough good things. And then the other one is Core Club, which is a Pilates platform by Amanda Kassar, who I personally go to here in LA. So I train with her personally for Pilates, and she has a code for you guys. It's SIF30, and for 30% off, and that discount code is valid until the end of the year, so enjoy. Okay, moving on to tip number 5 is to invest in high quality winter skincare. So what we do in the summer is obviously quite different from what works in the winter, because it's drier, your skin just needs a lot more moisture and hydration in order to kind of deal with this climate. So really focusing on ingredients like ceramides and hyaluronic acid is really helpful. I also love doing like thick at-home face masks. So 2 of my personal favorites are from Biodance. That's the collagen face mask that you sleep with. I feel like it gives you this level of hydration, which is absolutely insane. And then another really good mask is, there's a black one. It's like a sheet mask that you put on your skin. It's from 111 Skin. I think it's 111 Skin. It's the black one. I forget what the exact name is, but it's absolutely phenomenal. Again, it'll just like make your skin look really hydrated and soft and smooth. And yeah, in terms of products and like for hydration, like serums and stuff, I love the Shani Darden Hydration Boost Serum. It is incredible. And I also love to pair that with her toner. She has like, again, like it's like a really hydrating toner. These are products that don't really make your skin like oily or sticky, which I really like, but it just really does lock in the moisture. And then also make sure that you're wearing SPF, even if you're not in direct sun. UV rays are still outside. Your skin still needs to be protected against rays so that, you know, there's no sunspots or anything like that. And then lastly, because we're spending more time indoors and we have less exposure to the sun, now is the best time to do treatments like chemical peels or laser, because you're just much more protected than doing this in the middle of the summer. So moving on to tip number 6, and that is to level up your nutrition. Food is really fuel, and it really does have such a direct impact on how we show up on a day-to-day basis. Food is like really what gives us the energy to show up. And so making sure that you're adding really seasonal superfoods. I really like to shop at the local farmers market to make sure that I'm getting in season vegetables, and then making sure that you're getting enough protein. Again, this will just give you so much energy. I've noticed such a shift in my hair health, in how I'm able to build muscle since I integrated more protein into my everyday meals. And then of course, just trying to eat as like your foods as whole as possible, you know? So just like staying away from things like processed foods, and instead making sure that you're eating like actual like real whole foods. And then for me, if you're someone who like has issues with snacking or cravings like sugar and desserts and all of that and are wanting some help, a really great product is our MB1. Guys, I use this product every single day. It is incredible for everything from blood glucose control to helping with hunger cues and cravings. So I take 2 every morning when I wake up, and it works like a charm. Like, you don't really have very many cravings. And for me personally, I'm not someone who has ever been prone to snacking, but I am someone who has a sweet tooth for sure. And this has helped with that immensely. Tip number 7 is to redefine your morning ritual. So I know that it gets dark earlier and also gets light a lot later, which when you wake up in the morning, maybe you're not the happiest. You know, like in the summer, we're like out and there's sun right away. So it's just a different vibe. But I love this time of year because number 1, you really can make your home cozy with things like if you have a tree or like seasonal decor, that's one thing. The other thing that I love to do is, even though it's a little bit dark when I wake up, I love to light a candle. I also love to sage or Palo Santo my house. I feel like it's just like really good energy in the morning. And then I sit down with my cozy blanket, okay, your coziest blanket, and make sure it's chic, because I love my home to look like just like chic and cozy at the same time. So anyway, I have this blanket, and what I make my like coffee in the morning, so that's my drink of choice, and I sit down under that blanket and I journal, and it's like really my favorite part of the morning, because I don't know, there's just something so cozy and comforting about that whole ritual. And then you can also use that time to habit stack. So really visualize your goal while you're making your coffee. Maybe you're stretching and saying your affirmations. Whatever it is, you can really use that time to habit stack the same way that, you know, like I'm journaling while under a blanket making my coffee. You know what I mean? So there's like a bunch of things that you can do together. So I just find that this time of year, like we just need to shift the perspective and think of it as like just a much more of a cozy time. Tip number 8 is one thing that I am extremely passionate about, and that is to implement a no scroll policy before bed. So I actually started to do this earlier this year, where, you know, I've kind of gone in and out between this policy, but this year I was like, hard boundary. I put my phone away at 10 p.m., okay? And it has really improved my quality of sleep beyond what I can say, because, and I think it's for 2 reasons. Number 1, the blue light from our screens is obviously no good for us right before we're trying to go to sleep. Secondly, if you're scrolling on social media or watching something that's like super captivating, I think your brain is processing that information, and it's really hard to just turn it off and then go to bed and like slip into a peaceful slumber. Like it's just like not conducive to rest. So instead, take that time to read, you know, take it to maybe chat with your loved ones, like maybe your partner, whatever it is, just take some time off your phone. I promise you, your sleep is gonna be so much better. Try it for a week. That's what it started out as for me. I literally implemented this rule for 1 week, and then I was addicted to how good I felt. My sleep was just so much better than it had ever been before. Tip number 9 is to change up your winter movement. While I love going to the gym and strength training, and I love Pilates, and these are like part of my kind of year-long schedule, I also feel like movement should feel seasonal and relevant for what's going on in your surroundings. So I personally love skiing at this time of year. Nish and I typically go on a ski trip, and it's really like the highlight of this time of year. However, like depending on the kind of climate you live in, when we're in LA, it's beautiful outside. And so going out for tennis with friends or a nice hike, these are all things that you can do at this time of year. And also, if you live in LA, you know that in the summer, if you're trying to hike at 2 p.m., you'll like melt. Whereas in the winter, you can actually go for like a nice like early evening or like even afternoon hike on a weekend, and it's just the most beautiful weather. So figure out what kind of works with your climate. I know skating is also like such a nice thing to do, but really figure out ways that you can take advantage of the place that you're at. And also I feel like it allows you to have a better relationship with the place that you live in as well. And lastly is committing to daily micro challenges. So how we are as human beings are just a culmination of the choices that we make every single day. So make sure that you pick a little challenge for yourself every single day that you can stick to, whether that's just having an extra glass of water or being consistent with a routine that you wanted to implement. Little things that you can do, because honestly, that's all that it is. That is really what our winter arc is, right? And that is just us glowing up. It's just, focusing on getting a little bit better every single day and keeping the promises that we make to ourselves. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you loved the video and found it helpful. Please don't forget to subscribe and tell me in the comments what your favorite tip was, or if you have a tip of your own, because I'm always wanting to learn. And of course, give this video a like as well if you did enjoy it. And happy holidays. I will see you guys next week.